Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Toasted. I'm your host Gabe, and today we are making Bavarian pretzel sticks, pub style. Let's do this. So first, we're going to start with our base. And our base is a tablespoon of instant yeast, a quarter cup of your water, and you want it to at least be around 110 degrees. Now, traditional Bavarian pretzels start with barley malt syrup, so I'm substituting it for real maple syrup, and I just need about a tablespoon. Put our dough hook on, and we're just going to whisk this on low for a few minutes, and then we're going to let it sit for about 5 minutes until it gets nice and frothy. Okay, so we've let our yeast and sugar and water sit for a little while. In fact, it almost kind of forms like a second dough. It's kind of cool. All right, so now let's make some pretzels. You need a cup and a quarter of the rest of your water, and it needs to, again, be about 110 degrees. Then you need about 5 cups of regular flour. Then you need 3/4 teaspoons of salt. All right, we're gonna slowly add our flour. Okay, then we're gonna add some of our water. Add some of our salt. Then we're gonna add the rest of our flour. Add the rest of our water. And then the rest of our salt. Now, I alternated it just because that's what I've always done. I alternated it because it helps mix everything and incorporate everything better. So, the important part is to start this on low. 1, because you need to slowly incorporate air. And 2, you don't want a bunch of flour blowing up everywhere. Start this on low, and then once the dough starts to form, then we're going to turn the speed up and let it go until it forms a nice dough ball. Now, if you need to, you can always add a little bit more water. See how it's slowly starting to form into a ball? There you have it, pretzel dough. Now, you don't need to let this rest, but I'm going to because I want nice poofy pretzels. So we're going to let this rest for about 10 minutes. And while we do that, we're going to get our baking soda bath ready to go. So in here, I have about 10 cups of water, and I have it getting ready to boil. And then what we're going to do is we're going to add about 2/3 cups of baking soda. Now, the reason why I'm doing baking soda and water is because the other option is called lye, L-Y-E, lye. The reason I don't want to use lye is because, 1, I've never used it before, and if you aren't careful with it, it will produce chemical burns on your hands if you splash it. So this is the next alternative. We still get the acidity, the alkali of what it's supposed to be, the pH balance, which is what makes it brown. And so it's not as much, so it won't be as brown as we want it to be, but it'll still be pretty close, and it'll still taste pretty good, and it won't hurt us. So we have 10 cups of boiling water, and then we're going to need 2/3 cups of our baking soda. So we got our water going, just about ready for us. While we're waiting on our water, we're going to start forming some pretzel sticks. So I want to cut this into about 10 equal pieces. So I actually got about 12 out, but that's okay. Mainly probably because I let it rise a little bit, so I got a little bit more out of it, but that's okay. At least 10 to 12, but I got 12. So let's start forming these back into balls, and then let's roll them out into logs. All right, so I have my pretzel logs. So now our baking soda water mixture is boiling, so let's transfer these over to here, and let's make some pretzels. So we got my water here, we got our pretzels here, and then I have a baking sheet right here that I sprayed with butter spray, or you can use real butter, whatever, but I have a piece of wax paper to keep it from all sticking. So you only need to put these in here for about 45 seconds to a minute, depending on how big they are, and then you just pull them out, throw them on your baking sheet, and do the same thing with all of them. So you're just going to place them here. Okay, so I have my pretzel sticks all done. Now, if you want, you can sprinkle them with salt. I'm only going to sprinkle a few of them with salt while they're still wet. Or after, I'll show you what I'm going to do with them. And so have your oven set to 400, and you want to bake these for at least 15 minutes. If you want them darker, just increase the time for a couple extra minutes until they get to the color that you want them. So I'm going to sprinkle about half of these with just regular, and then the other half I'm going to leave alone, and I'll show you what I'm going to do with them after they're done. So let's bake some pretzels. Look at those. Yummy. Okay, so now that we've got some of the ones that already have salt on them, which look really good by the way, we're going to set these ones off to the side, and then we're going to take the ones that I didn't salt and we're going to brush them with a little bit of butter. And then when we're all done with that, take some garlic, some Italian seasoning, and some of our thick sea salt and sprinkle those on top. So let's do that. Now those look heavenly. Those look absolutely amazing. So those are the regular ones, and those have the garlic and Italian seasoning salt mixture on them. So let's give both of these a shot and see how they taste. So we got our pretzels. Let's try them out and see how we did. So this one is just the regular one. Very good. Tastes like a pretzel. It's very dense pretzel, but it's got the taste, texture. Oh yeah, that's pretzel, right? Now we have our fancy pretzels. Let's give these a shot. With the butter. Wow, that's really good. Now you could obviously do these with like a dessert pretzel, and you could do cinnamon sugar, and then you drizzle butter over them, and then you roll them in the cinnamon sugar. Those would be good too. But these are pretty tasty. These taste more like the kind of pretzels you get at like a TGI Fridays or a local pub or whatever. These are it right here. All right, guys. Well, there you have it. Pretzels, 2 different ways, both deliciously awesome. So if you guys like this video, go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Go ahead and comment and let me know what else I need to do. Tell your friends, tell your family, and we'll see you guys next time. Peace out.